What is happening, people? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have done about £1,200 in sales across 28 items. This video is going to be relatively long, I imagine, so let's get straight into it and show you what's sold. So first up, it's another pair of the Adidas's. This is Adidas jeans, brown suede, good condition, a little bit of bolding on the sole there, but nothing too major. They can be worn for a little bit probably. Paid £3 for these, and these ones are sold for £28 on Vinted. Next up, we have this Le Creuset dish. It's a little bit battered around the handle here. There's some chipping on it. It's vintage. I think it's 70s. I'm not 100%. Normally, I think the new ones have the size on it, like a 27 or something. This has just got an E on it. This one we paid £10 at a car boot for, and it's sold for £45 on eBay to a repeat buyer as well, which is really nice. Next up, we're getting all the weird and wonderful ones out of the way first. This is the LG Home Cinema. It did have a bunch of speakers with it, but to be honest with you, it would add an extra £10 to the price, but also shit tons of extra packaging and stuff. So I threw the speakers away and kept the unit, the wires and the remote control, and this we paid £4 at the car boot for, and it's sold for £35.60 on eBay. Next up, I've got a contact at the car boot that I don't visit enough because they want you to pay a little bit more than I want to pay for a lot of stuff, so we don't visit them that often. But they had two of these. One of them still in the unit at home. And this one I've sold to spares and repairs. It's got a crack in the top here, it's got some denting. There's a little aerial in the back here that is disconnected. I've sold it for spares and repairs, untested. However, I have mentioned that I've turned it on, it powers on, etc, etc. The person asked a couple of questions, basically just what's the level of testing, etc. If this was working, we'd be able to get £300 to £350 all day long. But it's sold as spares and repairs for £140. And then another weird and wonderful is a box set. Is it the Complete series? Yeah, the Complete Enchanted series of Sabrina the Teenage Witch. We paid £4 for this at a charity shop. It sold for $39.99. It has taken a little bit of time to sell. Comp said it was going to sell a bit quicker than it did, but yeah, super happy with that. £4 into 40 is always amazing. And then this is the last thing before we get into the clothes. So here is some Hoka ones. They're the Challenger ATR 6. They are Gore-Tex. We paid £5 for these at the car boot lady, the contact for the trainers. We paid £5 and they sold for £35 on eBay. So I'm not going to do these in any order, but there are some really nice sales in here, and then there's two like £10 and £14 ones that are awful, but I'm not going to save them best to last. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to pick them as they go. So this is a Denim Supply Ralph Lauren Aztec, like southwestern themed jumper, and this has also got like fringe tassels across the front. Really cool. I can't remember how much we paid on Vinted, but it would have been around the £5 to £10 mark. This is sold for £36 on eBay. Next up, we have a Rab fleece. We've been showing these left, right, and centre over the last week or so. This is sold for £35. Again, it would have been a £13.69 pickup. So profit is okay. When I'm trying to do this and I'm buying stuff for 10 and it goes to £13, £59, £69, I'm trying to get 35 as a base minimum. Sometimes we miss the mark a little bit, but still make some profit. This has hit the mark perfectly. These Rab fleeces, base layers, always do really well. Next up, Tasha sniped this on Vinted. It's a fantastic buy. We paid £10 for this, I believe, somewhere in the region of that. It did not last more than a day. I think we initially were going to price it at 45. I spoke to Kaylee, who is considering herself a Bowden expert. She said price it somewhere around 70. We got an offer of 57 on Vinted, obviously no fees, etc. If we'd have accepted 65 or 70 on eBay, it would have come down closer to 60 anyway. So £57, we're going to make at least £45 profit. I can't remember exact cost price, but this is Bowden blazer with strawberries. It's fantastic, it's lovely, it's amazing, it's everything you want from Bowden. Next up, Brora. We've spoken about Brora before. I don't necessarily know the best things to sell, but this seems to have done really well. These are some corduroy. I don't believe they're wide leg. You'll see a picture in the corner as always. But these are sold for £45. Corduroy, navy, Brora trousers. They're sold on Vinted for £45. Next up, we have probably the clothing banger of the day. Obviously, the spares and repairs Sony receiver was the banger of the electricals. This is the banger of the clothing. This is £149 Denim Supply, thick, chunky knit cardigan. These sell really well. If you're looking for them at any point, you're always looking for the ones that are like big, they look very chunky, Aztec patterns, all that sort of stuff. You saw the yellow and multicolored one that I sold for over £100. We've sold multiple of these now. £149, cost us £10 on Vinted, and it's sold for £149 on eBay. Next up, we have a North Face 700 ounce gilet. It's sold for £40 on Vinted. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Next up, we have this really nice chunky-ish knit jumper from the Sahara, I believe. It's a roll cowl neck, sold for £30 on Vinted. We'll take that all day long. Again, these are sort of things that I would try and get £35 for on eBay, but obviously Vinted, no fees, no postage, etc, etc, etc. We'll take £30 on Vinted all day long. Next up, Patagonia fleece. I don't normally pick these up anymore unless they're the big deep piles or they're a collab or anything like that. This is a very basic standard one that I would never pick up again, but it has sold for £27 on Vinted. And I would have paid literally like £4 or £5 plus postage and fees and stuff on Vinted. I don't pick these up for a lot of money anymore at all. Next up, we have this Stronghold jacket, shacket type vibe. This looks a little bit lumberjacky. It is brand spanking new with tag. Stronghold is a Primark brand. A little fun fact about this is that on the label right here, there was a £27 brand new. I removed that label, listed it at £35, and it sold for £30 on Vinted. Stronghold is a great brand to look for like chore and workwear style stuff. They do some really nice bits and pieces. I know it's only Primark, but again, I got more for this on Vinted than Primark did. Next up, we have an Arquette cashmere jumper. You think cashmere, you think Arquette, you think £30. Absolutely wrong. We sold it for £14, and I'm never buying Arquette ever again. I cannot get it right. Next up, we have everything you want from Sahara. These are wide leg, lightweight trousers. Again, in the summer, you're thinking £40. We still managed to get 35 even when it coming into this weather, which is fantastic, because normally I would accept somewhere around the £30 mark at this time of year, but 35 will take all day long. COS is another brand for me like Arquette. I think it's shit. Lovely people, loads of other people like it. I can never get it right. This sold for £23 on Vinted. When you're looking for COS, you're looking for new label, big square, block right in. That's the best label. It's the most modern, etc, etc. Even still, I just struggle selling it. Next up, we have this greaser's top. This one looks like it's been listed for a little while. Big label, 5,400, probably about 3 or 4 months. Our sell-through rate is getting better at the moment, which means that even though some of these labels are bigger and older, actually they're not as old as I think they are. They're probably only about 4 months old, which is actually really, really good. This is a nice crinkle top, sold for $35.99. Greece is a fantastic brand. Next up, we have this Barber Linford tweed jacket. I believe it's women's. It sold for £89. We had it listed at about 120. I keep bringing the price down because of the markdown strategy. Finally sold at 89 on Vinted, no fees. We'll take it. Next up, we have an Adidas coat. It's shit, £10. Next up, we have this Bowden jacket. This is perfect for Bowden. This is the long version of the blazers that we get. This is herringbone, it's blue, it's long, it's moon tweed, it's fantastic. We got £50 for this on eBay, and I wouldn't have paid more than like 15, so really, really good price on that one. Next up, we have some Akai trousers. I'm not going to tell you about them again, but they sold for £30 on Vinted. Next up, Tasha got this from a charity shop the other day for £8. She picked up a couple, actually it was like 3 toast dresses. We don't normally find toast in our town, so it was really interesting that she picked it up. Also sold on Vinted very quickly, maybe within 2 days for 45. So 8 into 45, and when it's a charity shop pickup and it's a brand that you would normally snipe on Vinted, it's fantastic, and I'm a really big fan of that one. Next up, we have this Burberry polo. It is not desirable in any way, shape or form. I picked it up for £6 from a charity shop. It's got the Burberry logo. It's like a weird browny colour. It's not the best thing in the world, and I wouldn't pay more than, I don't know, if I was buying it for myself, I wouldn't pay more than 20 quid, but we've managed to get £45 on eBay for this one. So yeah, absolutely fantastic, considering it's not the Novacek or anything like that. With Burberry, you're looking for Novacek more than anything. There's some men's velvet trousers. They've taken a fuck ton of time to sell, and they sold for £10, and I don't care. Next up, we were at the car boot. We picked up this tie for £1. The label's peeling off. I've written it in the description. This sold on Vinted for £29.99. It's just a Ralph Lauren tie. And next up, this is the last item of the day, and this is a bit of a happy stance because me and Tasha were looking through like our backlog of stuff, and sometimes what happens when we buy a lot of on Vinted, because sometimes we'll pick up 20, 30, 40 parcels in one day, and sometimes it's really hard to keep track of what's good, what's not. And this we just found randomly, and I have no idea where it came from. I've obviously bought it on Vinted, but I wouldn't have bought this item. I would have bought something else. So there's been a bit of a mistake somewhere, and we've bought an item and it got sent to somebody else, and this got sent to us in mistake, or somebody on Vinted just posted the wrong item to us. However, the happy stance has come from the fact that we have sold this within 1 day for £40. So I know full well that our cost of goods usually on Vinted is anywhere around the £10 to £13 mark. So even at £40, this sold on Vinted as well. So no fees. So either way, we've done very well out of this, considering we didn't know what it was. And what was the brand? Hippie Shake. So it's a jumpsuit and it's hippie shake. Never heard of it before, but it's a really cool pattern. It's really nice and sold very quickly. That's it. That was the last one of the video. We've packed all of the clothing and all of the shoes, but now we've got to pack. I mean, to be honest with you, this could just go in an eBay box, so that's not a big deal. The LG box, we've got loads of Chris Walker packaged ones. The big unit can go in this box. It's okay, but to be honest with you, I don't like packing the big stuff. But obviously, £150 for an item that is untested, well, tested but untested, sold for spares and repairs, we'll take it all day long. Thank you very much for everybody watching the channel. This is the day 27. Wednesday's our last day of the 30-day challenge, so I'm hoping everybody has enjoyed the 30 days of content. Make sure to check out the reseller group, of course, as always. We're on Patreon, follow us on Instagram, all of that good shiz, and I'll see you again tomorrow.